Welcome back to Family Frenzy Vlogs. So today I am back with another tasty recipe for you guys. Today I am making a pan-seared honey and brown butter salmon fillets with country green beans. So right now I'm actually going to show you guys a really quick way to prepare this meal. You know, all of your soulful meals don't have to take hours and hours to complete. I'm actually taking the quick way around this time because I don't feel like cooking all day. So I'm actually going to be using the smaller size salmon fillets, as you can see, because, you know, some salmon fillets are very thick. I have the smaller ones. So these are going to cook very fast. And then I'm using frozen green beans. Now, I would usually use fresh green beans, but I didn't feel like picking any fresh green beans today, and I didn't feel like cooking all day. So again, I'm taking the quick way around. I'm going to show you how to prepare this meal very easily and very quickly. Now, I have some potatoes cut up here. These are not the regular size potatoes. I got the small round potatoes. You can use the regular size if you like. Again, I did not want to cut any large potatoes today, so I just used the small round ones and I just sliced them into quarter sizes. So these are actually all the ingredients that I'm going to need today for my green beans and also for my salmon. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this olive oil and drizzle it across the salmon fillets. And that's going to help the salmon stay moist. Because, you know, when you're cooking salmon, salmon can easily dry out. So I'm just going to brush some olive oil across the top. And then I'm going to get that prepped for seasoning. Okay, guys. So as you can see, I just drizzled some olive oil across the top of the salmon fillets. So I'm just going to take my brush and just brush the olive oil across the fillets just like that. And again, that's going to help keep your salmon fillets moist while they're cooking. Okay. And you don't need a lot, just a little bit to coat the outside. Okay, so again, these are small, thin salmon fillets, so you don't have to season both sides of this fish. I'm just going to season the meat side of the fish, okay, where all the flesh is. I'm not going to season the back side because those seasonings and all those flavors are going to just seep right through the fish since it's so thin, okay. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to melt down this butter. This is about, I want to say maybe about 3.5 tablespoons, about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to melt this down and I'm going to wait until this butter is somewhat turning like a light brownish color. Okay, I'm going to melt this down, and then once I melt this down, I'm going to add some minced garlic, and that's going to help prepare for our sauce to go across the top of our salmon fillets. Okay, so while we're waiting for the butter to melt, we're just going to go over the ingredients that I have here. Again, I have that extra virgin of olive oil that I just used to coat the top of our salmon fillets. I have the honey. The honey is going to be used to prepare the sauce, which is going to be the glaze to go across the top of the salmon. I have that butter there. I already used that. That's also to prepare for our sauce. I have lemon juice in the back. I also have minced garlic. I have the Old Bay seasoning. I have kosher salt. And again, some of these seasonings we are using for our country green beans. So we have that kosher salt. We have that Maggi Pojo. Okay. We have that garlic powder. We have onion powder. We have accent. You can choose to use accent. You don't necessarily have to. I'm just using accent today to help boost the flavors. It's just a flavor booster. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. Okay. And then I have the black pepper. I actually took out 2 garlic powders and didn't even realize it. So, but no biggie. So yeah, those are the ingredients that we're going to use today. Okay. So now Like I said, I'm just waiting for this butter to finish melting down. It's melting down nicely. Now, this is a very large pan that I'm using because, again, I'm trying to get this dinner over and done with. So I'm trying to cook all of my fish at once. So the amount of butter that you use is going to depend on the amount of fish that you're trying to cook, okay? You just need to make sure that your butter is nicely melted in the bottom of your pan. There should be an even coating all the way around, okay? So that's melting down really nicely, okay? While we're waiting for that, I have a ham hock over here going in this pan over here. I need to add some more water. I just had a very huge ham hock. Now, typically, you don't have to use ham hock. You can use smoked turkey if you're not a pork eater. You can use bacon. You can never go wrong with bacon. I just like to season my country green beans with some sort of meat. It wouldn't be country green beans without meat and those potatoes. Alright? Alright, so let's give this a second. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so right now what I'm going to do is season the salmon. So, again, these are very small pieces, so just make sure you don't over season. The first thing I'm going in with is the Old Bay. Okay, you got to have Old Bay. Alright, so I'm going to give the salmon a light dusting of that Old Bay. Okay. Just make sure you have an even coating around all of your pieces of fish. Okay, and then next I'm going to go in with the onion powder. All right. Now this is just onion powder. This is not salt. This is just for added flavor. Next I'm going to go in with the garlic powder. Actually, let me use this one first because I have a little bit in this one. See, same thing, garlic powder. Okay. All right. And then after that, I'm going to go in with just a little bit of kosher salt. You don't want to add too much. So just a light amount of that kosher salt will be good. That's just for that extra pop. That's enough. And then you're going to go in with a little bit of black pepper. Okay. Okay, so your fish is nicely seasoned now. So it's best if you let this sit for about, I would say about 15 minutes or so. Let those seasonings marinate down really good into the fish before you put it into your pan, okay? So I'll be right back, and then when I come back, I'll show you how that's done. Okay, guys, see how the butter is getting nice and brown? So now it's time to add your minced garlic. Now, I'm using minced garlic today for this quick meal, but you can use fresh garlic if you choose. Just make sure you chop it up really nice and fine, put it in there, and just make sure that you immediately begin to add your onion and also your salmon right behind that, because your garlic could burn. So you have to keep an eye on this. All right, so I'll be right back to show you all that. Look at that, guys. So I went in with some minced garlic, and I added some diced onions as well. That's going to help add some additional flavor to the sauce that you're preparing, okay? So now you're going to get ready to add your salmon fillets. Okay. So I'm going to get those salmon fillets into the pan, and I'll be right back. Okay, and there you have it. That's the salmon fillets that are now searing inside our pan of garlic, butter, and onions. Okay, so we're gonna let this brown, and then once this is completely browned on the flesh side, we're gonna flip it over. So let's get started on those green beans. Okay guys, when you're making country green beans, you have to make sure that soul juice is right. Okay? If you don't put the right seasons in there, it's just not going to taste right. This is why they call it country green beans. You putting that twist on there, okay? Now I have that ham hock in there. Again, traditionally, I would not use this huge ham hock for just a small amount of green beans, but that was the only one I had. So I just used it anyway. It's still going to give you enough flavor. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil, and then I'm going to add my frozen green beans to this juice, this soul juice. It's going to taste so good. Okay, I will be right back, guys. Okay guys, so I just added my green beans to the pot. I'm going to bring that up to a boil. Okay, and that's going to be just about done before I add the potato, because the potatoes are small, so they're going to cook up really good. But look at this goodness right here, y'all. Look at that. This fish is smelling so good right now. So I'm going to be flipping these over in a few minutes. And then, actually before I flip it over, I'm going to add some lemon juice to this. Let me just add a little bit of lemon juice on top of this fish. So this is going to help add to the flavor of that fish and the flavor of the sauce that I'm going to make to glaze it with. Okay. All right. Look at these babies, y'all. Oh, it smells so good. They are cooking up very nicely. So what I'm going to get ready to do now is add some honey to the sauce inside the pan. The honey is going to is going to help glaze the sauce that's in the bottom of the pan, and that's going to be your glaze for your fish. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little honey, this mixture right here. Okay, make sure I glaze it up really good. Okay, and I'm going to let this cook down for a few minutes. Guys, look at that goodness right there. That's what I'm talking about. I know you want some. You have to try this recipe, guys. This is so good. I'm about to show y'all. But let me get back to these green beans real quick. So the green beans are boiling now. So I'm going to get ready to add the potatoes to this mixture, and I'm going to let those boil down real quick. Alright, so we are about ready to get these right here. So these are ready for the potatoes. And then, after I let those potatoes cook down, I'm going to taste that soul juice to make sure those flavors are right. Because if you haven't looked at my crawfish and shrimp etouffee video, I told you in that video that when I cook, I taste. That's the only way you're going to know if those flavors are right. That's with the exception of those dishes that you're not able to taste while it's cooking. But that's what I do. I cook and I taste. Alright, so let me get this right, and we're almost ready to plate up. Okay, so I went in and added some diced onions to this as well. I almost forgot about that. And I'm just stirring it up right now. I added the potato, as you can see. Look at that. You need to try this recipe, y'all. I'm telling you, your family would go crazy. This is smelling so good up in here. So good. So just so you know, these green beans been cooking for probably about a half an hour right now. I'm going to give these another half an hour because I want those green beans nice and tender, but not mushy. Okay? And we have to make sure that those potatoes are nicely cooked. Look at that. Smell that, y'all. Look at that. Nice and tasty. So I'm going to let these render down. And I'll show y'all what everything is looking like on the plate. Alright. Okay, y'all. So this is coming along very nicely. So the last thing that I'm going to do is add a pinch of sugar. Okay, so everyone may not add sugar to their green beans, but when I tell you that they give it that extra pop, you already know I like all my extra pops. You need that flavor pop. Okay, these are almost done, so I'm just going to turn the fire down on low, and then I'm going to plate this up. And I'm going to let y'all watch me take my first bite. And there you have it, guys. Country style green beans with potato. And there's your honey and brown butter salmon. Try this recipe, guys. You're not going to be disappointed. Trust and believe that. I can't wait. I have to take a piece of this fish right now. Look at that. Look how nice and flaky that is. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look. That's nothing but that goodness right there. Oh my goodness, it's so good. That fish is nice and flaky, and they have that sweetness, just enough sweetness from that honey and that butter. It's just nothing but goodness right there. That's so good. These are country style green beans right here. Look at that. Oh wow. Gosh, this is amazing. Okay. I'm gonna go now because I need to sit down and relax while I eat this good meal. Alright guys, try this recipe. Share it with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your sisters, your brothers, everybody. Okay? Subscribe to my channel, please. That's right. Click that red subscribe button below and subscribe to my channel. We will greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Till next time, I will check y'all later. Bye.